what you would tell people in very simple terms what they should do in the next few years?
Anybody who listens to me, if you think what I tell you is fringe, then basically what you said, how crazy is your life that you can't embrace nature? Because what am I teaching people fundamentally? That when you embrace nature, light, water, magnetism, that's all about quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is the only part of science that explains everything. And if you don't think that this is fundamental, I understand why you believe that. Why? Because all of us have been educated to believe that somehow a manufactured solution is better than nature. And it turns out you just live your life and look to your left and look to your right. The most amazing thing is a tree. A tree is made out of thin air. When you actually think about it, you go, there's no way, it's just made out of thin air. And then you learn about photosynthesis. Then you learn about how CO2, water, and sunlight create cellulose and wood. And something made out of thin air can actually hit you in the head and kill you. Or it can bring you life. And then you realize that that tree also makes oxygen. And oxygen is the terminal electron acceptor in your mitochondria. In other words, these two systems are built by nature to be a positive and negative feedback loop. They work perfectly together. The problem is, when you do things in your life because of this quantum computer that break the laws of nature, then you get a problem. See, I don't have to teach hippos and lions quantum mechanics. Why? They do as they're supposed to do. Their quantum computers aren't good enough to break too many of nature's laws. But you, my friend, and the people who are listening to this, you do it every day. You're doing it right now. You're inside, things on your ears, talking to me over Skype. Most people who watch this think, yeah, but we're getting a huge benefit out of this by listening to you guys talk to each other. That's true. This is the good side of technology. Let's talk about the bad side. Because the bad side, this subtracts time from each one of us. So to gain that time back later today, well, not for you, you have to wait till tomorrow because it's going to be dark where you are now. For me, I just go to the beach later today because for me it's noon. For you right now, it's probably 6 or 7 o'clock. That's how you do this. And if you live in a world where nature becomes queer, then that tells you that you live in a dystopian world. I don't think that what I'm saying is on the fringe. I think this is the most common sense answer that you could ever get. And my job isn't to come to your level. I'm going to bring you to my level. I'm going to make you understand how powerful nature really is for you. And when we talk about things like Bitcoin, I'm going to tell you that's actually more like nature too, because when we do work in our life, we create value for the people we love and the people that work for us. All money is a way to store that work and that value so that you can use it at a later time. I think everybody knows that. Well, why would you ever want to have money in your life that has a leak in it and constantly leaks out, either Freon from the AC so that it gets hot, or say the hydraulic jack that runs the front of your airplane? Would you want to go on that airplane if it keeps leaking oil? No, but guess what? This is what every human to this point has signed up for in their governments. They keep voting for people with soft money. What am I trying to say? You don't have to have the permission of the government anymore to go and buy Bitcoin. Right now, you can go sign up an exchange, buy it, and you're done. Then the big question is, okay, Jack, let's talk more about how Greece and El Salvador have a lot of things in common. We already did that. Sun and magnetism. Greeks tend to have better water than El Salvador. Why? Because the closer you get to the equator, the water isn't as good. But it turns out it doesn't matter. Why? Because when you understand how light and water work together, the stronger sun is, the less water matters. Turns out, the further you get away from the equator, water has to become better because the sun isn't as strong. Because even in Greece, you still face seasons. In El Salvador, there's only 2 seasons, wet and dry. And the wet season is going on right now in El Salvador. They'll have 4 or 5 weeks of rain. Then it becomes summer in October all over again, all the way until next September. That's why the whole country looks like a giant garden.